This conference will now be recorded.
We talked about what LSMW yesterday, right? Changing of a document header text. Now we had one validation, right? I think somebody was asking. Okay. Now let's test this validation. Okay, I'll take this validation. Now, is this requirement clear for everyone? If anybody has any doubt in this requirement, you can ask me. Let's say, what is the current period for us?
One.
Current period is 4, which is April. Okay, I'll say previous period is 3, which is your March. Okay, in the current period, which is April, any user can post. This is standard in any project. In the current period, anybody can post the entry.
Praveen Kumar, share the notepad.
Sorry. Okay. In the current period, anybody can post the document. In the previous period, okay, only selected users can post the document. Okay, let's see how we are going to achieve this. Now, this point you can tell us your critical issue or your real-time ticket in your project, in your interviews. Now, before we write a validation, first point, your validation contains 3 steps. Which field are we checking here? Which field we should check? We'll have to check posting period. Clear?
Yes.
Now I'll put prerequisite, check, and message. Check, message. Prerequisite, let's say I'll put company code AP10. Check is your posting period. Message will be some, maybe you are not authorized to post entries in closed period. Clear? Clear with these 3 points? What is your prerequisite?
Sir, but we want to post period na sir.
Sorry, if you want to post?
Hello.
Checkpoint should be
Sir, we
used.
wanted to post now, then message.
No, I'm not able to hear your voice
Uh,
clearly. I'm not sure if
Hello.
my network or your network. Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, are you able to hear me now?
Yes, I can hear.
Sir, we want to post some document now, then message. Why we are not, you are not authorized to post entries in close period.
Because we are going to test previous period.
Yes, sir, but we want some selected user to post.
For them, it will not give any error. But for the other user,
Okay.
it has to give an error, right?
Yes, sir.
The user who
Got
is
it.
able to post, there is no problem. But the user who is not able to post, they should get a message.
Yes, sir.
Message is only when there is an error. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Now let me log into SAP. S/4HANA.
So how the system would know for which user it should be allowed?
We are going to maintain the users in a set.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go to GGB0 for validation maintenance. Now posting period is part of document header or document line item.
Header.
Document header. So we need to write the validation at header level. We have created a validation called AP10. Select this AP10. Open this. Currently you have a reference and future document validations. Fine. I want to add third step. Select this AP10. Click on step. Insert step. Now I'll put closed period postings. Prerequisite. So I want to apply this for all the users in my company code for all the transactions. I am going to select accounting document header. If I am not able to see the technical names, click on this settings icon. Company code field name is what?
Bookers.
Bookers. BUKRS. Double click on this. I'll say this is a fixed value. Currently I am testing only for one company code. I'll put Bookers is equal to constant AP10. Enter. Next, check. You want to check posting period. For
So you have
posting
given
period,
wrong
again
company
go
code.
to, sorry,
You have
Local
given
you just enter
wrong company code. It's
AL10.
AP10.
AL10 you.
AP10.
oh sorry, it's AP10. Delete from cursor, constant, AP10. Okay, next go to check, accounting document header. Let's say I'll find period. I got period as MONAT. Let me verify if this is the correct period. F-02. I'll put the cursor on period. Click on F1 on the keyboard. F4. Is the field correct? MONAT.
Yes.
Sometimes you will get two different fields for the same name. If your table is talking about this, there is another field in your validation screen, your validation may not work. Right? I'll close this. Close this. So period. Now period I am going to check in the set. So what I'll do, let me create one set. To create a set, transaction code is what?
GS01.
GS01. Go to GS01. Any set that you are creating, make sure you will start with Z. I will tell Z period. Okay, Z period is the set. Set Z period is part of which table? Document header or document line item? This is part of
BKPF.
header. Document header table is BKPF. Put BKPF. Field name is MONAT. Enter. Okay, this is your fiscal period. I will tell AP10 closed period. Okay, AP10 closed periods. Now, which period is currently open? Which period is currently
Open.
open according to our requirement? April. If April is open, from which period to which period is closed? From 5
April to March.
closed period. April is open. May onwards it is closed period.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If April is open, May is closed. From May until when it is closed? Until February? Or what you can do, you can simply put January is closed, February is closed, March is closed, April is open, May is
April is
closed, sorry, April is closed, sorry, April is open, May is closed, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Is this correct? Now these are all closed periods. Yes, no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right. April is current period. I am skipping April from this table. I'll save it. Clear? Huh?
yes, sir.
Yes.
Now I saved it. I'll copy this. Here I will mention period. To check in the set, you'll have to click on in set directory. Put the set ID Z period. So if company code is this, it is asking you to check period is this. Now if period is this, you have to check what user. Now am I writing it correctly or am I doing something wrong? I'm doing something wrong. Can anybody identify what am I doing wrong? Look at the requirement again.
March month should be closed. Open. Sorry.
No, allowing
Closed periods only,
postings in
not
the
other.
previous or closed period only for selected user. Now we should also mention the user list. So you are going to check the user or period, or when period is closed you have to check which user to allow, which user not to allow. What is your actual checkpoint, user ID or period?
User ID.
User ID is your actual check because you want to put restriction on selected users, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So prerequisite I am going to put company code and period. Whenever company code and closed period combination is coming, I want to check the user here. Clear? Is this correct?
Yes, sir.
Now here what I'll do, whatever I'm writing here is wrong. Come back. Now go to prerequisite. In the prerequisites, let's add the additional condition. Company code this and period. BKPF find period BKPF monad in set Z period. Is this correct now? Whenever company code AP10 and closed period is coming, we have to check if the user is allowed to pass an entry in this closed period or not. Correct? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now I'll go
But
to check.
but sir, we want sorry sir, but
Go
we
ahead.
want only yeah, we want the user to post only in the March now. But we are mentioning all the periods.
Those are all closed periods. Now whatever the period you
Yes.
mentioned there, only for that it is applicable. For now I have put all the periods, but when you are actually using it, you are going to put the period which is actually closed, in which you want to allow the user to post.
Okay. Okay. Sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now next one, user. Now user is part of which table? Do you find user ID here?
No.
In which table you will get user ID? Now I'll click on check. Check, you will get ABAP system field. Double click on this. Do you find username here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and is it telling you the table name also?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It is also telling us table name. What is the table name? SYST,
Your name.
UNM.
and the field name is uname. Let's create one set as Z user. Table name will be SYST, correct? Is this correct?
Yes, sir.
Enter. Let's check if this table is a valid table. It is a valid table. What is the field name for username? Uname.
You name.
Your name. Your name.
Uname. I'll come here. I'll put uname. Now user list for closed period postings. Let's say currently I will put user, let's say AJ08. Okay, in closed period only AJ08 user ID will be allowed. Let's save this. What is the set we created? Z user. Copy this set. Go to validation. Now check username. In this set, Z user. Correct? Now let's go to message. Message, we are going to use standard message. Okay, I'll put this message, you are not authorized. Enter. Now if you check this again, whenever company code AP10 and period is in your closed period list, if the user is from your Z user list, it will allow user to pass the entry. If not, it will throw this error. Clear with this, what we have defined?
Sir, where did we mention it is allowed or not? We just mentioned the closing periods.
Correct. If it is closed period, you are asking your system to check the user who is posting the entry in closed period is allowed or not, is from this Z user set or not. In this
Okay.
set, if you
Okay.
see, I have updated AJ08. If you are trying to post an entry in closed period which is March, only AJ08 user ID will be allowed. Otherwise, no other user can pass entry in March period or any of your closed period. Now when we test it, you are going to understand it clearly.
Okay, sir.
Sir, in
Okay,
this
let me
case,
save this.
we need to update the periods on monthly basis.
Yes.
Uh,
Now I have saved it. Let me verify the posting period. OB52, AP10. AP10 is not there. Maintain all. AP,
AP00.
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 Not there. APOO.
Once checking
APPV.
global parameters once we OBY6.
Otherwise, no need. We will get the error here itself. F-02, this AP10 INR. So it's telling period is not open. Double click on this message. So this is your posting period. A10L. Okay. Now /n OB52. This is the variant. A10L. 1, 2, 3 is open. I'll keep only 4 open. 4 to 4. Copy. Now according to this, only April is open. Now I want to keep March also open, but not every user can pass entry in March. Clear? March and April both are open according to this. Now I want system to allow every user to pass the entry in April, but only selected users to pass the entry in March. Now on the posting period screen, do we have any control?
No.
You don't have any control. One thing that you can use here is your authorization group. But to use this authorization group, you need basis help. You need to create a new role, and from that role, you'll have to restrict this. That's a tedious task, which is not recommended. Now let me show you how I am posting this entry. F-02, I'll try to record the entry in April. It should be allowed or not allowed.
Should allow.
Allow, sir.
It should
Allow.
allow. Enter. It's asking me to give the account number. So I'm not going further because it allowed period number 4. Correct? Because it is asking me to input account number, which means header part is successful. Now your validation is working fine. Any user can pass entry in April period. But I have logged in with Ajay user ID. With this user ID, if I try to pass the entry in March, it should allow or it should not allow?
Should not allow.
Not allow.
It should not
It should not allow. Let me put March. Now I'll put March. Enter. Is this allowing?
No, it's not allowed.
Not allowed.
Not allowing. Now it will give whatever the message that you will write as per your requirement.
Yes.
Correct? If period is not opened, no, period is opened, but still it is stopping you from posting in the unwanted period, whether it is future or it is past. Now what I will do in the same company code, I will log in with AJ08. From this it should allow or not?
Allow,
It
sir.
allows.
March. It's allowing.
Yes.
It's allowing. Now you got what we've done now. Same company code, everything is same.
Yes, sir.
But in one company code, one user is not allowed to post. For the same period in the same company code, the other user is allowed to post. Correct? Huh?
This is applicable for leading and non-leading ledgers both.
Both, yes. Clear? Huh? Any doubt on this?
Is it that the system is taking the opposite logic
Your
that
validation is always to restrict.
okay,
Okay, because in validation you have to give an error. Error is always given on the successful case or on the failure case.
failure case?
It is on the failure case, so it is always the other way around. We have to see the validation from a different perspective. If everything is fine, it will allow you. It will not stop you anywhere. If something is wrong, you need to give a appropriate message to the user to understand why he's or she is not able to post.
Yes, sir.
Right? Now this point you can tell in
Yes,
your
sir.
interview. When you tell these kind of a points, your interviewer is trying to understand more from this. He will spend 3-4 minutes on this point alone. Am I correct? They will ask you a lot
Yes.
of cross questions. What was the requirement? How you did this? Why not with basis? So were you able to do it with validation? Are you sure? Can you tell me how did you write the validation? They are going to ask all these questions. Clear, right? Any doubt on this validation?
Sir, as you said, what is the requirement for this? Like, why do we do this?
This may be for any reason your client is passing the entries in the closed period or in the previous periods, but they don't want every user to pass the entry. Let's say I am opening the period which is already closed. If I open the period, it is open for all the users.
Right.
Right now, I don't want any unwanted or any unauthorized user to record the entry. If I am opening the March month period for you to record an entry based on some approval, I want the period of previous month is allowed only with your user ID. So that even if I open, even if I forget to close it, I am not at risk.
Yes, sir.
Correct? No unwanted entry will get posted. If some entry is posted, you will be questioned, but who asked you to open the period? You opened the period, but why you did not close it immediately after posting the relevant transaction? Okay.
Sir, what type of transactions get posted in these situations?
Any transaction can be posted. You can post any kind
Sir,
of entry.
actually,
There is
from the
no
interviewer
restriction.
point of view, sir,
You
from the
can say
interview point
some
of view, sir.
adjustment
Like,
related entries. Okay, you can say officially on third working day, previous month will get closed. But if anybody wants to post entries in the previous month after the cutoff date, they will have to get special approval. Based on the special approval, only for that particular user who is approved will be allowed for pass the entries in the closed period. You can tell this is a rule from your previous client organization. That once the
yes, sir.
cutoff period is over, you need to obtain the approval to pass the entry in the previous period. Based on the approval, the corporate accounting team or the reporting team will open the period for the particular user ID. Clear?
Yes, sir.
This is done in development system or directly production system, sir?
Any validation, you will do it in development, you will transport it. You will not get a TR, but you will include it in a TR and then move it to production system.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Could you post the same transaction in non-loading as well?
You can post it, but for non-leading ledger, you need to post in the other this one FB01L. What error you are getting? Ledger 0L is blocked for manual posting. From where this is coming? What is your non-leading ledger? AL. Here it says period is not open.
So have we opened the period for the non-loading ledger?
Let's check what is the variant. This is your APPV. Copy this. OB52. What was that? APPV?
Yes, sir.
OPPV.
APPV. Okay. This is 1 to 2 is only open. Now, I think this is what? This is April to March. April to March. So this will be period number 1.
The validation applies to both the ledger.
1. April is period 1 only, right? Am I doing it right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Period 1. April. Now, let me FB01L. April. April. Okay. It should allow. It is allowing. No, not correct. I have to put ledger. AL. Period is adjusted with 1. There are no number ranges. Back. Define number ranges. Number ranges. What is this? AP10. Change intervals. AL 2023 1, I'll say 9 all zeros, all lines. Close this. Back, back, back. Close this. Enter. Now you are getting the same message. Correct? From this user ID you are getting the message. If I open AJ08, it should allow.
Yes, sir.
Let me do it from FB01L. This is a different user ID. AL. Now it's allowing here. This is your non-leading ledger. Clear? For same parameter, one user is getting the error, the other user is not getting the error.
Yes.
Alright. Any doubt on this? Clear?
No, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
There will be thousands of cases will come in the real time like this. So how to like apply the logic, that what logic we need to put over there in the
So when
field
you are
to
working
solve
in
the check?
real time, nothing is straightforward. Whatever the requirement that comes in your plate, you'll have to experiment. You have to experiment to ensure that this is working fine across all the parameters, across all the scenarios. Sometimes this may work in one criteria, on the other criteria this may not work. But you have to check from all the combinations to ensure that the solution that you are proposing is correct one, is accepted. So that is
Yes,
why
sir.
anything that you do in a project, you will take time, you will not deliver it on the spot. Because if tomorrow something is going wrong, you will be blamed. They will simply tell that you have said that this is working fine, but it is not working fine. Because timelines and all are a little tricky parts when you are in a project. So if you commit something that I will deliver it tomorrow, you must deliver this tomorrow. Whether you work, whether you do a night out, nobody cares. Because it is you who committed that you will deliver it tomorrow. You must deliver this tomorrow, that's it. How you are managing is your choice. That is why if you are not sure on anything, we have to ensure that you will take sufficient time before you commit a timeline. Okay.
Sir, if it is possible, can you share the list of validations that we like commonly get to in the real time? Not now, but
Yeah, when we are
the
actually on
standard
the
ones.
postings, we will be writing all the possible things that are applicable from a project once we start our postings. I'll be telling you, I'll be writing different experimental scenarios. Okay, once we start
Yes, sir.
posting, I will be adding one more tab here, like your experiments. I'll write different things to be experimented. So we all will be sharing them. So let's say you are taking few scenarios, the other person is taking few scenarios. We will be discussing them on a daily basis. What you have done, what settings you have done, you are going to explain it how you did it.
Great, sir. Nice.
Right? So that you are spending some time on few scenarios, other person spending time on the other scenarios, so that within the limited time you are able to gather lot of information. And if you are doing something wrong, if I am telling something wrong, if somebody else is doing something wrong, we all can correct ourselves. It's like we are applying some 30 minds together. There is no way that we
Yes,
will
sir.
go wrong, or there is no way that we will end up doing something wrong. Okay.
Yes, sir.
GS01 every month and the user has to come and change the period. Is it, sir?
Yes, they'll have to change it every month. And it is not controlled by us, it will be controlled by the end user itself. The person who is responsible for that activity, they will be controlling it.
Okay.
So month-end activity, we don't do it, sir.
Month end activity,
Like changing posting period, we don't do it, sir.
no. As a consultant, your role in the month end activity is only to provide your extended support, that's all.
Okay, sir.
Only senior person have access to open and close the posting periods.
Now,
I
as a
guess.
consultant, we are not supposed to open. So, as an end user, you're right, the senior persons will be having the access. It will be with limited people to open the periods, not with everybody.
At the same time, they will
Especially
circulate
with the
mails also.
correct, right, especially with the GL team or your MIS team or reporting team, they will be having this access. Okay. All right then. So we'll connect tomorrow. I have some work now. Okay, those who have already created a company code, you can do it. Otherwise, tomorrow evening I am going to create one full company code in the evening session. Okay, for us to do different experiments in the night session. Whatever the settings that we are creating in the morning, in the similar way, I'll create one company code till posting in the tomorrow evening session. Whether it takes 1 hour or it will take 2 hours, tomorrow evening session we are completing one company code so that we will be able to start experimenting on transactions. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Fine, sir.
Yeah. All right then. So
Sir,
we'll
this is
connect
do
tomorrow
maintain
morning
KDS
at,
document.
just remind me tomorrow morning somebody. I'll download them from the other laptop to here. I'll have to transfer them.
Yes. Okay, sir. Sure.
Okay, just remind me tomorrow morning. I'll keep it ready by evening.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Good night,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir. Good night.
Okay then. Bye.
Good night,
Good
sir.
night. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.